What is exercise physiology? Exercise physiology is a scientific discipline that focuses on how an organism responds to exercise. Exercise physiology has also helped in the understanding of how exercise can be used in both the treatment and prevention of multiple diseases including cardiovascular diseases, pulmonary diseases and diabetes mellitus. How do we get the energy to exercise? We get energy not only to exercise but to live from food. Energy is derived from food through a process known as catabolism, which essentially means breaking down. Glucose is broken down in the muscles and liver to glycogen. Glycogen is transferred to our cells and stored in the form of long glucose chains or polymers called glycogen, or used immediately as ATP or adenosine triphosphate. Fats are broken down in the muscles and fat cells to glycerol and free fatty acids, which are transferred to cells and stored again as ATP or adenosine triphosphate. Proteins, specifically amino acids, can be broken into glucose via gluconeogenesis in the liver and free fatty acids via lipogenesis. At rest, the human body predominantly uses carbohydrates and fats for energy. As energy demands on the body increase from moderate to severe, carbohydrates become the primary source of fuel. There are three basic energy systems in the human body. All systems create ATP from the phosphorylation of ADP, or adenosine diphosphate, to ATP. The first is the ATP phosphocreatine system. This system has only the capacity to generate energy for 15 to 30 seconds, but is able to replenish itself within 2 minutes for repeat efforts. This process is anaerobic, which means that it occurs without oxygen. The second system is the glycolytic or lactic system. As per the ATP phosphocreatine system, the glycolytic process is anaerobic, but involves 12 reactions to break down glucose and glycogen into ATP. The glycolytic process is not very efficient and produces pyruvic acid and in turn lactic acid as a byproduct. Lactic acid negatively feeds back to inhibit further glycolysis by two mechanisms. The first is the reduction in calcium binding capacity of muscle fibres. The second is lactate acid reduces the ability of the red blood cell to deform and reach the cells which are supplied by capillaries of smaller diameter than the red blood cell. The combined action of the ATP phosphocreatine and glycolytic systems can sustain high intensity exercise lasting 2 minutes. Given that the length of the subject's participation in the treadmill test later in this presentation is 6.5 minutes, there must be energy drawn from the third energy system. The third energy system is the oxidative system. As the name implies, the oxidative system utilises oxygen to break down fuels for energy. Energy is released from oxidation is significantly greater than that released from anaerobic processes, and as such is the primary method of energy production during endurance events.